Back in Beaumont, the local music scene is thriving, with artists like Lefty Frizzell and a new independent record label headed up by Harold Pappy Daly.
Star Day was started with Starnes and Daly. The name Starnes and Daly became Star Day, the name of the label. And Jack Starnes and Neva Starnes lived in Beaumont. And Beaumont is where George lived. So when George got discharged from the Marines, he came back and started playing the joints around Beaumont. And Jack Starnes recorded, the first time he recorded George, I think it was a song called No Money in This Deal. And it was done, I think, in Jack Starnes' living room with a Magna-Corder.
Well, I can meet you on the street, and I'll stop and talk to you. You can walk around the block, and I will walk around it too. We can sit down in the park, do some loving in the dark. But to me, you don't appeal, 'cause there ain't no money in this deal.
While No Money in This Deal is only a regional hit, it brings fame and fortune enough to draw George slowly but surely into the clutches of the music industry's star-making machinery. However, outside of the Houston-Beaumont area, George is dismissed as trying to sound too much like his influences Hank Williams, Lefty Frizzell, and Roy Acuff.
We all told him and kept on, and it took a while to get it across that you've got to be original, you've got to be yourself, and come out with something different, or you're not going to make it.
For something original, you had to look no further than Memphis, where, goodness gracious, rock and roll was ready to rule the roost.
Rock and roll was eating our lunch, brother. It practically put us out of business, and we had to put as many as 4 names on a bill to fill an article.
George Jones would have been a really hot rockabilly artist if he had approached it from that angle. Well, he was really, but never really got the recognition for it.
Well, I tried one record of it, and I didn't want my name on it. And it was called Rocket, and Dadgummit, How Come It? And I'm still embarrassed today when I'm asked about it.
George should have remembered what Hank Williams had told him. Don't try to be someone else when you sing. Just be yourself.
Tell me why, baby, why you make me cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby, cry. Lord, I can't help but love you till the day that I die. So tell me why, baby, why, baby, why? 1955 and 56, the first one I ever had.
Why, baby, why you make me cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby, cry. I can't help but love you till the day that I die. So tell me why, baby, why, baby, why, baby, why.
As George's record sales increased and his popularity grew, the road began to beckon as he was becoming increasingly more in demand as a concert performer. In the South, all roads led to Shreveport, and George was soon on the bill of the prestigious Louisiana Hayride, the grooming ground for Nashville-bound performers. It was on the Hayride that George Jones met and played with Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash.
We became friends the first night we worked together. He was that kind of man. Felt like I'd known him all my life. About the second time that I saw him there, he invited me to go home and spend the weekend with him in Beaumont. So we left Shreveport and went from Shreveport to Beaumont after the hayride that night. And I remember the songs we sang and the things George was into. George had an attitude about life and about things like that that was awfully unburdening. Be depressed or down about the night we just passed together, and he'd come up with a joke about it, you know, and laugh about how bad he felt. And I guess George is one of the first people I ever learned from to laugh through my pain, and especially if that pain is self-inflicted, don't take yourself serious, you know.
Back in those days, George, you couldn't tell what that little bastard was liable to do.
He got out in West Texas, and he got in a scrape out there, and they threw him in the cooler for overnight, and Pappy Daly had to get him out and brought him over to Houston, and George was needing some work and needing some money, and he got him a gig for $2,500, I believe it was. So George did the gig and then got on a party and came in to see Pappy the next day and needing some money. And Pappy says, well, George, you just made $2,500, but I talked to some of the guys you were partying with, and they said you went and flushed it down the toilet. He says, Pappy, that's a damn lie. It wasn't the $1,200.